That shit ain't no average.
It's your guy. I go by the name of Cope. Sitting across from me is the multi-talented videographer, and my dog, Claude. Basically, what we're here today this is our inaugural episode of our podcast, Rational Power. So Foster, just give us a hand clap of that. Took us a year to get this shit started, but we're here, my boy.
Finally got it started. First episode of Rational Power podcast. We're here, finally making it happen. Glad to be here with none other, Cope the legend. Good friend of mine. We met in college. All that good stuff, man. So we're finally here.
All right. I know I said in the intro about what you do, but just give the people a little taste of like what's your profession? What do you specialize in?
So I specialize in videography. Currently, I'm working for a nonprofit organization by the name of. I pretty much travel, so it's almost as if it's a remote job. Go out, shoot stories with people who has a story that can be used as a testimony. So basically, we like to go shoot people who can bring people back to Jesus. And from there, we basically, the first thing we do is meet up, go over what the story's about, figure out how we're going to shoot it. Either it's going to be dark, nice and gloomy, nice and bright, things like that. And then we go to the location, set up, shoot the interviews, do a lot of B-rolls and things, which is fun to me because, I just came back from Seattle. So that right there was fun in itself because I'd never been to Seattle. First time seeing the city on mountains and things like that. So that was good. So that was fun. So that's what I like to do. So tell us about yourself, Cole. You are a legend. So everybody knows who you are, especially when we was in college. Go ahead. Elaborate us on what do you do.
So after college, my career path did take a turn. Started getting into management. Never really saw myself as a manager or supervisor.
Me either. Me either.
But I just had a thing or a knack for just seeing the best in people and bringing it out and just being a true leader of people. I definitely enjoy seeing others succeed, and that's pretty much my passion. So started off as a supervisor. I've been in that field almost 10 years now. I work my way up to a manager now. Just seeing where that takes me. God has a plan for me, and we just can go from there.
Got you. So with that being said, man, a lot of people are going to want to know why we're doing the podcast and how we even came about doing the podcast. Personally, I like to say it started from my clothing line. So in 2018, I came up with the idea of trying to start my own production company with a clothing line so I could make some, revenue of incomes and things like that. I try to stay in the realm of the RP. So the production company was Ruthless Production, and then the clothing line was Rational Power. And I just remembering, I can't get away with Ruthless Production. I remember somebody telling me, didn't Eazy-E label was called Ruthless Productions? And I was just like, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. But I came with the idea Rational Power because, one, I like the saying, you look good, you feel good. And I know I like to look good and feel good. So that's how I came up with the Rational Power standpoint by using the RP, because one thing about me, I like to always rationalize like certain things on what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to accomplish. So the idea of rational came from that, because I like to rationalize. But the power, it just came because I know, like, back then around that time, like my ambition was I gotta get power, like, or something like that. And power to me was like the thing around that time. The season of Power came out that year.
Got you.
No, couple, like 2 years before. So I just kept thinking about power, and then to me, just power it just shows that everybody in the world has their own unique set of abilities that they can master and that they do well at. So me, I feel as if like my power is being a visionary. I like to vision things because I like to create and make and see what happens after I create it. If that answers your question. I know I kind of messed that up, but anyways, let's go. Go ahead, do your thing.
So irrational power, is that like a sense of a superpower over confidence? Does that give you think of power that instills confidence in you when you think about that?
In some ways, yes and no. And the reason why I say yes and no, it's not about like feeling confident, but it's more so like knowing what can make me confident. So if I'm working with a group of people, I know that I have to understand each person's unique abilities in order to get a job done. So for me, I feel like if me and you were work together, like we're doing right now, doing this show, I know you are 100% person who knows how to hustle. Cause I remember like even after when you graduated first, I had an extra year. I remember like you came back for the first time. I'm like, this man got a nice car, and you were telling me like, yeah, man, I'm working as a car salesman, but you know that's a long time ago. We're not doing that no more. But when you told me that, I was just like, all right, look, if he's a car salesman, like, I mean, it's like I gotta find a way to get cars like him too, and you every time we kept on like reconnecting after you graduated, it's like you were leveling up, and I noticed like, damn, this man knows how to hustle. And to me, that's what I thought your power used to be. But I'm gonna let people, I'm gonna let the people. I'm gonna let you tell the people what your power is. But to me, I saw it in my mind like this man don't stop. Like for the time he left, this man has 2 cars, a truck, and a what was it? Fusion.
The
So
Lex. I got the Lex. That's what it was.
oh no, it was the Lex. Damn, a lot of people don't remember the Lex.
The Lex is legendary. Lex is legendary.
But I just remembering like seeing that someone who I know was confident. It was to me it was like that person has a power, and that person knows what their power is because they walking confidently at what they do good at. And to me, I feel like you were a good people person. You knew what you wanted. You knew how to go about getting it. And I feel like you just surrounded yourself with like-minded people. So that's what increased me to even coming with that idea of rational power. Because I always like to rationalize like things that I do or even things that I even mess up on. I always like to replay it in my mind. So that's me rationalizing. And then the power aspect just came because like I wanted to be somewhat in control of my destiny or what's going on in my life. So that's how I came up with rational power. And it was just, and then just the meaning, it just came together, basically standing for understanding the power within yourself. And I feel like everybody has a power that they should understand, but most people don't know how to understand what their power is or what they're good at. So yeah, that's how I came up with that.
And definitely for me, for myself, rational power kind of means like a calculated internal power.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I do, anything moves you see me make, I've thought about it 10 months to a year in advance.
Yeah.
So everything's been written down. I have a calculated plan, a strategy, what I want to do to accomplish those goals. Mm-hmm. And I would say a power will also be communication. I'm big on communication skills. And that confidence didn't really come natural. I didn't get that confidence. I met up with people like you, your brother Steve, Jason in college, kind of brought me out of my shell. As you know, when I first got there, I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't want to talk to y'all. I didn't want to fuck with niggas. I didn't want to do nothing. But you, people like that, and Coach Williams kind of brought that, hey, you good at this. You can do this. Let people know that you can do it and bring that confidence out. You're not this shy, reserved person as you leave yourself to be. You don't have to be that. And I kind of carried that throughout my years in college and into the professional world. But definitely, people like Steve, definitely brought that out of me. And I admired y'all because y'all walked in so much confidence at a young age. I was like, where do y'all get this moxie from? Like,
no, what's crazy is when you mentioned Jason, I started cracking up because he was one of the people that helped me to get out, to open up. Because, like, I remember when I first got to college, especially at St. Oh, man. was like a culture shock for me because everybody dressed different, like especially like DC people. Everyone had New Balance. I was like,
before we get too far ahead of ourselves, see, your brother was already at St. Aug.
yeah, oh, okay.
So for anybody who doesn't know, we went to St. Aug, St. Augustine's University. Shout out to St. Aug. Definitely got that reversal for the accreditation. To have a long way to go.
Got it back.
But what was your expectations? Your brother was already there. What was your expectations for St. Aug? Did you know what was coming? Did you know what to expect, or how was that for you?
To be honest with you, I kind of expected it to be a party school. Cause, all right, so let me tell you something about my brother. He is very, very animated. If he had a power, it would be animations.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that because he's very animated, and he does a good job on selling you his point of view of his story. So when he first got to college, I just remember him calling me like, "Oh my God, yo, it's lit out here, dog. Oh my God, all types of girls, all this stuff, da da da." So me in my mind, especially my senior year, I was like, I gotta go to college. I gotta be around these people that he's meeting, these girls that he's talking about. You know, he was telling me like, you know, all the parties he been to. He's telling me all the new people he met. So in my mind, I'm thinking this is about to be like stomp the yard, and so without the whole Chris Brown situation and me dancing. But he literally sold to me that going to college was a good thing. Going to college was also a fun thing, and what I expected when I first got there, I expected myself to be on College Hill. Every day was like a new thing or something happening or meeting new people. And I remember when I first got there, it was during the summer. I came for orientation. Oh my God! I was like, wait, this can't be the place he's talking about.
Thought you were disappointed?
It was not more so I was disappointed. It was more so like, okay, well, St. Aug kind of reminded me of the size of my high school. Then on top of that, everything seemed like it needed to be updated. Then I remember when I came, he was running track over the summer because he qualified for nationals. I stayed in the dorms with him. So when I first
good first impression.
Yeah, so when I first stayed on the dorms, I'll tell you the first girl I met.
Oh man!
And she thought I was Steve because everybody knows I look like my brother. It was Sheena.
Sheena Johns. Shout out Sheena Johns.
But look, I just remember seeing her, and I just tell myself, "Damn, this girl is thick. I gotta go to college now." But damn.
Sheena's very successful now. Very successful.
She's very
tech space.
yeah.
Shout out Sheena.
Shout out Sheena. She's doing a good job. I know she's doing digital and graphics or something like that. But remember seeing her and then telling myself, yeah, I gotta come here. I gotta see what the hype is really about. That my brother sold me because like, no lie, I didn't think about going to college up until I went on a college tour to Atlanta. I went to Clark and Morehouse, and I remember seeing old boy off the show. I forgot his name, but the little, I don't want to say, the modeling guy. That's all I can remember off College of Atlanta. But anyways, remember seeing him, and I was telling myself like, yeah, I gotta go to college now. But yeah, that's how I kind of got into it. And the expectation was more so, I'm about to come there. And get better at track because they were known for track and field. At that time, Rashawn Jackson, a.k.a. Batman, was going there. I know of him because he was from Miami, and my brother always talked about him. So I told myself, yeah, I want to go there. And the expectation was, oh, I'm about to have the best 4 years ever in my life, and I'm going to have nonstop fun, but it did not go that way.
Similar to you, I did have, I guess I was a little disappointed when I got there. So first we'll find out like how did I get there. So I didn't really think about, like you didn't really think about going to college till about my sophomore year, going to my junior year. I started running track, started doing the high jump. found out I was kind of good at it, so they kind of like parlayed myself into getting looked at school. So primarily I was looking at UNC, I was looking at NC State, Georgia, LSU. Those are schools I really wanted to go to. Got offer letters from them, but turn of events happened. I was not able to attend those schools.
But out of all those schools, which school would you have picked?
Probably UNC at this point.
Okay.
Just when I did get to St. Aug, we was always in competition with them, and I really liked the atmosphere, the team camaraderie they had on their team. So I had some friends that was already on the team that was telling me how things were. So definitely look forward to going to UNC. Yeah, so when it comes out that I couldn't go to those schools, got into my little trouble, Coach Williams reached out. He had a friend from Hampton, kind of reached out to him and said, hey, I got somebody for you. Talked to Coach on the phone. Coach is a great salesman. He made St. Aug sound like Black Metropolis. Like, yeah, homeboy, hey, come to St. Aug, I take care of you. Yeah.
Homeboy, let me tell you something.
It's scholarship. So when he said scholarship, it kind of got to ear my mom. So he said full ride, she was sold. So kind of got to St. Aug, first day, my first day ever there, moving in. So I'm kind of like getting into it. I'm like, okay.
A lot of people don't know, if you get a full ride scholarship at St. Aug, 9 times out of 10, it's from Coach Williams. I'm sorry, it's from Coach Williams. Back then, it was definitely from Coach Williams. So that's crazy. That's definitely why everybody's gonna be calling you legend after this podcast.
Definitely shout out to Coach Williams. Coach Williams, give him his flowers. Arguably to me, he's the greatest track and field coach of all time.
Oh yeah.
Over 40 Olympians that came through Coach Williams' program at St. Aug. Olympic head coach. Definitely an architect and a leader in the black community. So definitely give Coach Williams his flowers. But he had an innate talent for getting people who was going through some academic troubles or some legal troubles to get to come to St. Aug. I think my freshman year we had over 10 or 15 D1 athletes, caliber talent-wise, on the team. So we're definitely a force to be reckoned with. But back and forth how I really got to St. Aug and my first impressions of it. I got there on campus. I said, oh, they got a nice little auxiliary gym, practice gym. So I asked people, hey, what the real gym? It's like, yo, this is the only gym. I was like, all right, so where the track? There is no track. So I get on the phone with my mom and he's like, yo, get me the fuck out of here. Like, I worked my ass off to get here. Now I'm going to school with no track. This ain't life. Like, I'm going to do a semester and I'm fucking out of here. So, of course, that didn't help. My mom, she was in love with Coach Williams. She's like, no, that's the best place for you, Christopher. You need to do this. So I ended up staying there the whole time, but that's kind of how I got there. So let me ask you one question, Claude. This is coming up to where me and you met in our brotherhood. What was your first impression to me?
This tall ass motherfucker always. This tall Virginia dude always staring at me sideways. I still remember. It wasn't the first day of practice, but it was like maybe like the first month of practice. Me, Ray, and Noah, we were watching you because everybody kept saying, "Yo, this dude don't never talk to nobody," and I just kept remembering like, I don't even know what it is. And then we watching you jump the hurdles. So
that's crazy.
So I just remember like I'm getting ready to go. You went like probably like it was 2 people ahead of me, and when that second person, the person in front of me was jumping, I'm getting ready to jump. But as I look, you're jumping and you clip the hurdle.
Shit.
And I just remember the moment you hit that ground and you heard us laughing, you gave us that look like the monkey from Family Guy.
Hated y'all niggas, man.
I was saying, don't y'all laugh at me. And I just remember like, oh, quick, he's looking at us. But I just remember that first time, man. I was like, yo, this dude funny as hell, cause like you ain't say no words, no nothing. You just got up, was mad as hell, cause you just walked off, and then from there we just kept messing with you. And I think our first conversation, I'm trying to remember.
I'm gonna see what, if you tell it right, because I know the first conversation verbatim. I know everything that happened in the first conversation.
Damn, to me, I want to say our first conversation. Dang, it had to been either we were in Latham.
Yeah, we was in Latham for sure. Definitely was in Latham.
So if we were in Latham,
I'm gonna give you like
you
5
stayed.
seconds.
I want to say you stayed on the 3rd floor, right?
I did.
So
Definitely.
if you stayed on the 3rd floor, I'm trying to remember. I don't know. I don't remember the conversation, but
All
I just remember us having a conversation in Latham, and that's when we started like kicking it off. Cause sophomore year, when we got back, it was just like everybody's friends now.
Oh, for sure.
And we just had a good time. Like I just felt like, especially in our class, we a lot of people came with confusion, but a lot of towards the end, a lot of people came out with clarity of who they were and and where they came from. They represented it very well, and to me, you represented it very well because the one thing I remember was you was talking to your dad, and when I was hearing your dad giving you like some advice or wisdom, I just kept saying like, damn, like my dad don't do that and whatever. And then ever since then, like I always kicked around you because to me, I like that you had a relationship with your father, especially in college, and he can relate to you. Yeah. I think that's what made me kept being friends with you more so than anything because you had that relationship with your father, which is for me. I have a relationship with my father. It's just the other thing about my father is he's from Haiti. It's not. I'm not gonna say he's not very educated, but he just doesn't know how to relate to me like your father did. And I think I remember talking to you. I don't correct me. Yeah. You tell us a story because I can't remember what we actually talked about. Yeah.
All right. So first off, like definitely grateful for my father. He think he's the coolest nigga on earth. He think he's fucking Billy D. Williams. Like he don't say nothing wrong. Everything's slow and smooth. Shout out to Dad for always being there. Mm-hmm. But first of all, like when I got to sing, like I said, I hated it. So when I got it, it was all about business. So like if I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna fuck around. Like I'm gonna try to kill shit. Shout out to my mentor Joe Kendrick. He was a big man on campus at the time for sure.
Yeah, definitely
the
was.
Fucking best high jump I've ever seen in my life.
Definitely was, man.
So he was definitely my mentor. Shout out to Joe Kendrick.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I got there, I noticed like these 3 guys. So it was Noah, it was Ray and Claude. These damn backpacks and these goddamn socks. Like, motherfuckers always run around joking.
That was not me.
I'm like, God damn, always running around joking. Like, when they ever serious about the craft. Track was the craft to me. It's like that was my baby. So I get there, I'm doing my drills. Motherfuckers keep laughing. Like, it's fucking so funny. Like, I'm saying to myself, these niggas better be like that. If they ain't like that, they can hear from me. I was on some Kobe Bryant shit. Like, yo, no, they ain't like that. Man. They laughing now. We can see who laughing later, though.
And out of all of us, I would say Damir was like that. He definitely was. Ray cared about girls too much, so that was his problem.
So we going back to like when we met. So like I said, we get to Latham and whatnot, and they all talking. So they recognize the name from Damir, and not Damir, yeah. Damir was there too. Damir, Ray, and Noah recognized my name because I went up against one of their homeboys at Nationals in Maryland, dude named Devin Bond. So they know my name, but they never seen my face. It was like, they said Chris Copeland supposed to come here. Ain't no way Chris Copeland coming here. Yeah. So I'm thinking because like, okay, he's #1 in the nation at the time. Like, oh, he's never coming to St. Aug. Whole time they thought I was white. They're like, Chris Copeland white, he ain't coming to St. Aug. I'm hearing this as I'm walking past, and I'm like, Chris Copeland white. I'm like, yo, oh, man. Like, that's me. I'm Cope. It's like, get the fuck out of here, yo.
I remember.
So then it was like, then we just started chopping up, having conversations from there, but they really thought I was a white guy.
Oh, man, I forgot about that, yo.
So that's kind of like, then we all laughed about it, and we all became cool from that. But yeah, that was definitely how we met. Genesis our relationship.
Bro, that's crazy, because I remember when they kept making fun of, like, yo, Copeland's black. I was like, well, y'all keep saying that for it. Bro, this dude was like the nicest high jumper. And I'm like, he can't be black. But Christopher Copeland? I just remember like, yo, these dudes, they would not let up when they came to their last name. They never called you by your first name.
Yeah, it went from Copeland to Bopeland to
Cope Daddy, Cope 45.
They did give me Cope Daddy. They did.
Yeah, yo, oh man.
I still use that to this day.
If it's one thing I can say about those guys, they're the reason why I kind of like opened up and started joking more often. Because they never stop.
Yeah.
They never stop. They still, even when I get phone calls, the first thing they do is crack jokes. But yeah, that's crazy. I Well, I'm gonna use your question. What's the first thing you remember about me? That's
You
saying
joke.
hard.
I would say you're joking.
The
for
joking.
Sure. Me just not wanting to talk to somebody. Y'all were persistent though, like persistent and consistent. Like we gonna make this nigga talk. We can make it. Got to be more to him than this.
Hey, but no, I remember like your first joke session. Boy, I cried. That's when I knew like, oh yeah, I don't want no parts of this guy. It was you and Malcolm. Hey, we was outside somewhere near Boyer and Fallcrest, and I just remember the roast session just started out of nowhere. And you laid him. He was like, boy, you don't know how to dress. And he was joking. He was like, but his joke wasn't joking. And I just kept remembering, like, everybody just kept laughing at him.
I know he's going to watch this as well.
Yeah, everybody just kept laughing. But, no, Malcolm, my guy, man, I just remember, like, y'all two was going at it. I just kept laughing and laughing. He had a couple of good jokes, but I just remember, like, you did not let up at the beginning. I was like, yo, this is like unbelievable roast session I've ever witnessed. Like,
hey,
oh
man. Now that you've been here in Virginia, where I went to in high school, first year I went to Nance Road, I went to Lakeland. My ears been the same size since I was like 3 years old. So I had big ears as a little kid. So you had to joke. You had to know how to joke because they was always coming for me.
Yeah.
It's like you had to build that. So I got to
I remember when he talked about your ears, you just like immediately like, so what? Why am I get on you? And I just remember like, damn, this poor Malcolm is losing right now. Hey, sorry, Malcolm. Sorry, but
I found this on the web.
oh, no, we ain't talking right now. But so that's funny because when it came to joking, to me, I feel like it was always it would go from you and Ray would be like tie, or sometimes you'll be first and Ray would be second, and then it'll be like me. I don't know. I gotta give it to Kareem. Even though Kareem wasn't like really in the group,
no.
like
Can't forget Richard. You can't put Richard.
Yeah,
you can't be joking without Richard.
No, you can't forget. You can't really. You can't forget Richard or Kareem because them two together. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Richard's a good. Yeah, he's a good one.
They was doing podcasting before podcasting was a thing.
Yes. What was the show called again?
I forgot. I definitely forgot. But shout out to those guys.
Yeah,
Richard and Kareem.
Yeah. Them two.
Still tight to this day. I think Richard out here in Virginia Beach, to be honest.
No, he is out.
We had to connect with him.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Definitely stay in contact with Kareem, talking to him on a regular basis.
See, that's crazy how
shout
like
out to those guys.
Who we came to be. Like there's people we're still surrounded by those people though.
Yeah, for sure.
And all.
I talk to all these people on a regular basis, right?
Oh yeah. I hit a Richard on Instagram like cause he be out with his girl a lot, and one time it was like right by my house. I was like, yo, I live right like near town center, and he was like, yo, my girlfriend lives like down the street from whatever, and I was like, we gotta link up. But anyways, so it's just crazy like hearing like how you remember me first and how I remember you first. So the next question I have for you, because I want to focus on us speaking about rational power. What do you think is my superpowers? I know I said yours was hustle, but what do you think mine is?
Charisma. You always keep me in like a light spirit. You keep me motivated to do more. If I feel like I want to lay back and sit back and chill a little bit, no, Cole, we need to do this. We can do this. I see it. Like you said, you are a visionary, and your light spirit also helps me, propels me to do great things, man, for sure. I definitely keep you there for that.
Nah, it's crazy you just said that because for me, I would have thought you would have said, let me see if that's the correct word for it. I would have thought that you would say that my superpower is communication, maybe. And the reason why is because I know sometimes, I especially know like in the beginning, when we used to like talk in the beginning, if we went like a month without talking to each other, we both fired each other up. So I would think you would have said communication because I remember you used to always hold me accountable for that, especially when I first moved out here in Hampton Roads.
I say another thing you probably didn't think about, or probably say Cope ain't gonna say that.
What?
Perseverance, bro. You set out and say you want to be in this industry that you're in right now. You're doing it. You going to Seattle Mariners stadiums. You're going to Seattle Seahawks training camps.
I used to call you too.
You
when
being everywhere you said you wanted to be, and you did that.
Yeah.
It didn't always start off like that.
Yeah.
But you got in the right lane, and you just kept going. You kept pushing forward.
That's crazy you said that. I would have never thought you would say that because I remember like, I used to always felt like, especially all right. So to me, it's almost as if like I know we're best friends, but it's almost like you're my brother, right? So the reason why I say like you're my brother because I know when it comes to my big brother, which he doesn't understand. I don't like looking weak. So to me, every time I got around you, you was always like uplifting. So my whole thing was, if I look weak, and this man Cope is out here doing the best that he can do to live the lifestyle that we dreamed of and once visioned, I'm seeing you like in the light of you obtaining it. So for me, it was more like every time I got around you, you made me feel like I had to level up because you were, I mean, this is just me. I feel like you was always like either 5 levels ahead of me. That's how I looked at it.
I kind of envy you though.
How's that?
Because you working in your career path. I kind of fell into this. It's like I needed a job when I graduated from college.
Okay.
I just happened to be in a spot. They say, okay, I can make the most of this because of my education. I can probably move up a lot quicker. But let me see how I fare in management. And this is how I came to be.
But you saw how in the beginning for me, it was really hard to get in the industry. Because like I was even hitting you up like, yo, I need a job.
But the thing about it is you can't always manage success or what you want to be just based off the dollar. I've learned that now in my adult years. You can't always just chase a dollar when you do that.
Definitely correct.
The dollar doesn't really come with fulfillment. Yeah, you can buy a bigger house, you can buy more cars. That's debt still. It's like what's fulfilling? When I see you at ball games, when I see you videotaping at Seahawks training camps, that's fulfilling.
Yeah,
It's fulfilling in yourself.
Nah, it is. What's funny is, I think it was either you or Vianna. I think I told the other day on the phone, or no, I think it was you. I was telling you like, yo, now that I've made it to like the big leagues, doing what I like to do as my career, I felt like okay, I made it in the sense of me making it in my career because I'm at a major league baseball game. I'm at a NFL scouting facility or practice facility and things like that. So yes, it's definitely rewarding, but to me, I just felt like every time when I got around like my friends, like they were doing something that I didn't do. So for me, it was, especially that time that homecoming when I came to your house before we left, like
the old house?
Yeah.
The first house?
Yeah, the first house. Like, remember when I stayed that night and we left the next morning? I remember like, damn, this boy got a house already. You know what I'm saying? And my brother, who always preach about like, you need to get the things that you want, or these are the things that we need to get. Like, get a house, whatever. So when I saw that you had a house, I was like, damn, I know I'm gonna hear from my brother if he hears that you got a house, because he's always trying to, I don't want to say trying to, but he's trying to motivate everybody who's around him to get the things that he feels like we deserve. And a house is one of those. I know that for sure. When it comes to him, a house and creating revenues of income and things like that, those are like his two main things. So I know when I first started like shooting photography and doing videography, he would call my phone every day and be like, yo, you should do this, you should do this. That's why I say his power would be animating, because he's gonna animate you to.
He did that to me in college too.
Yeah.
When I first met him, I think he was a senior or junior when we got there.
Junior.
He was a junior.
Mm-hmm.
He, like I said, he already made nationals. He was like what height you need to jump so you make nationals? You need to make nationals this meet right here, so you don't worry about no more. You just focus on nationals. Make it this meet. And it kind of got like redundant in my ear, because I'm kind of like getting pissed off at this point. Like, why does this dude always, man? I know what the fuck I need to do. But he was just, this is his way of motivating. He's been like that since I know him.
Yeah.
Even though I see him at homecoming now, he's asked me, oh, what you need to do, what I need to do. And years back when we used to do not say Forex trading, but it was the stock options.
Oh,
he used to be on me about that.
Yeah.
In different conversations,
Man.
he put me on that for sure. I definitely made a couple $1,000s off of that. Thanks.
Like for me, it was just wrong timing when he tried to put me in the stocks because, and I'm still trying to get into it. I just haven't had the time, but it was definitely stocks because this was like around, I guess, like COVID time. Oh, no,
yeah,
before
2020, 21.
Yeah,
It stopped
like
popping
before.
off of COVID for real though.
Huh?
It stopped popping off really in COVID time.
Yes, you're right.
People,
Like he was trying to get me to it. My whole thing was, so with him not even knowing that he's my brother and how he motivates others, he's not even knowing that when he's telling me like to invest in stocks, I'm going crazy because I don't have a job.
Gotcha.
And the money that I saved was gone probably like 2 months after COVID.
We'll talk about the job situation in
Yeah,
that
no.
episode.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll
But I just had to
cover
put that in like 2 months after COVID. So that being said, like, yeah, my brother, he's definitely a good motivator and someone who's very animated will get you to do what you're supposed to do. That's the one thing I think he doesn't know that he knows how to do very well. I got to do. We definitely got to do an interview with him.
For sure.
Definitely, because his powers, it could be many things, but the main one is definitely animation because he's very animated. But
So my career is becoming more fulfilling now. Now I got some years under my belt. At first, it just kind of seemed like, okay, I'm taking this job 'cause I got my degree. I feel like I deserve the money that comes with the job. But now I'm really learning the people side of it. I've always been a good communicator, but as far as like getting the best out of you so you can succeed, I meet somebody who might have a GED or no more than high school educations. What do you aspire to be? Oh, I want to be in your shoes, but I don't have a degree. You don't necessarily need that. Come to these meetings with me. Learn what the upper management is talking about. Implement that into your everyday activity and see how far you can go. And that's some of my biggest success stories come from people like that and just seeing putting that chip in the back of their pocket or on their back and say, okay, I'm going to press go, follow my lead, you'll get there soon enough. And I've seen people who's been incarcerated go through the same thing and come up on the side on top. So,
no, I like that because it's like you're doing God's work without knowing that you're doing His work, because you're using what you learn to help the next person get to where they need to be. Granted that they don't have the degree, and most people, especially now in today's world and society, we always tend to believe that having a degree is a certain guaranteed. Excuse me, I said that totally wrong. It's a guaranteed way of getting success in what you went to school for, whatever you decide to major in. So, with that being said, damn, what was the question again? I forgot. It just went out my head.
I forgot too, actually. Like you say with a degree, though, that's definitely not guaranteed success, though. You still got to have the work ethic behind it.
Okay, so, So, what I was saying was, what you're doing to help the next person get to where they need to be successful like you, is also fulfilling.
Yeah.
Because God want us to serve. That's one thing I know for sure. And I'm not trying to go religious, but I know God wants us to serve. And one thing I know, people who are leaders, they don't know they need to serve. That's the one thing I know a lot of leaders do not know. You're supposed to serve. So me hearing you saying that, you can learn, but you don't have to have a degree. It's also implementing perseverance. Like, hey, you don't have to be exactly like me, but guess what you can do? You can keep persevering to learn, to come to these meetings, put this into your daily routine, and you'll get to where I need to be. And most likely you will get to where, not hopefully, you will get to where I need to be, because if you went through everything and you understand the in and outs, then you can break it down to the person who don't need a degree, who needs the in and outs. That's how I feel about that in general.
Definitely comes down to work ethic.
Oh yeah.
I can take the same thing I learned in St. Aug or high school, everything before that. I couldn't jump the highs. I just worked on my technique a lot. My technique was my perfection. I didn't have the best hops. I wasn't the strongest. I wasn't the fastest. But if I can tweak that technique enough, I can get over that bar. I can be good at this. And you just take that to the workplace. You take that to your everyday life. If I can perfect this thing, I can be good at this. I can continue to work hard and persevere. that work ethic speaks for itself.
Yeah.
It could lead to success down the road. Anything you do.
What coach always used to do to you in practice too? Like, he always be repeating it when you was working on your technique. Oh boy, hey, man, I need to get your arms right, man. When you coming up there, you gotta push off that leg, oh boy.
Yeah, your chest, homeboy. Hey, one thing I used to like about Coach, he had a whole lot of sayings. Definitely, like I said, shaped me as far as the confidence I have as an adult. But he always just say, "Hey, homeboy, there's no winners or losers. You just choosers." Then he said, in track terms, you could be a thoroughbred or you could be a jackass.
Everybody can't be a thoroughbred. Everybody can be a thoroughbred, but a jackass can't be a thoroughbred. I remember when he first said it, I was like, wait, what? And then he just kept saying it, and it started dawning on me. Oh, this making sense.
Yeah. Then I remember one of my favorites. He used to say, he said, you can play for 4 years and work hard for 40, or you can work hard for 4 and play for 40. It's your choice.
Yeah. What was the other one that he got?
And he was quick to take some out of scholarship too, in terms. Don't run slow in practice. Hey, homeboy, and take your scholarships. Let's send you back to Virginia's. Send you back home with your Aunt Sally. Like, bro, I have no Aunt Sally. Who is Aunt Sally's?
Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, let's see. How has my power stand out and connected with you from college and up until now?
You never let me take life too serious. I would say that's the main thing that sticks with me. You keep me in a youthful, jovial mindset. When I'm around you, I don't really think about the pressures of life. Because as adults, as a husband now, as a father, as a career professional, it's very hard, very easy, I would say, to get depressed and get caught up in your own life. But you just keep me focused on the main thing and the joys in life and what we can do, what we can accomplish with the podcast. The sky's the limit. And that also just gives me hope and inspiration that, hey, it can be bigger than just going to work, paying bills, and taking care of my kids. I can. This could be my outlet. This could be my voice to speak to the world. So that's really what keeps me there.
I never knew that. For me, it's you on breaking things down. You have a good way of doing that. Like, you could tell me, Claude, if 1 + 1 = 2, that 2 don't make sense. I'll be like, wow, that boy just dropped some gems on me. And that's one thing I like about you, because I feel as if you experienced a lot. You know how to tell others, like, what they're going through it's nothing compared to what you're gonna get ready to go through. Right. I feel like you have a good job of doing that. That's one of the reasons why, like, if I call you and I don't hear from you and you call me back like 3 or 4 days, I get like, no, I'm gonna be like, damn man, you ain't call me back. What the fuck? You ain't call me back? I needed to talk to you, man. I needed to hear, some good advice, some wisdom right now, because I ain't got too many people out here that I can just call up like that in Virginia. I'll probably say, like, you, I'm gonna have to go with BP. Like, those are like the main 2 guys I know. Like, you guys are the main 2 guys I know I can call. And even though I don't talk to BP a lot, but BP's my guy. He's the one person I like to be around, because he's always gonna make you think. Like, he's gonna make you think twice before you even think about saying something. Right. And to me, that is a key thing to me in life right now. I don't like people who just say things and then not think about, like, what they're saying. Even though sometimes
he's gonna hold you accountable to that conversation.
Yeah, because, like, I feel like whatever you say in a conversation, it's like it has an effect. It could be bad or good. And I know when I just say things out of nowhere, BP was like, yo, like, did you hear what you just said? So that's one thing I like about him. So, like, with you, it's every time I was just talking about getting in a car. You broke it down. Well, you can think about gas, the monthly payments. Like, you got to think about your other expenses. Like, put that in. Like, did you factor that in? I was like, you know what? did.
Man, I'm telling you, man, that just comes from experience. I done been through it. I done done it. I done made the mistakes, and I don't want to see you make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
As far as when it come down to communication piece, it's just knowing your audience, knowing who you're talking to. I know you as a person. Just like I know somebody at work that I've been working with for the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I know what I can tell them and what could motivate them. Just like knowing who you talk to, know how to coach somebody. Learned that from high school track coach, somebody like Coach Williams.
Oh,
They knew what to say to get me in that mode. So I know what to say
Yeah.
to get you in that mode. I know what to say to get the best out of this employee that I have that might be struggling, hung up on something.
Yeah.
What can I say that can be relatable to
Mhm.
push them forward to reach their full height of potential?
Mhm.
So just knowing your audience and that. But like as far as the cars and stuff, man, things like that nature, man, I tell you all the time, I don't really have an ego. I'm a leader, but I don't really carry myself with an ego like I'm better than anybody.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
you definitely
afraid.
don't.
I'm not afraid to share my failures.
No, yeah.
Around COVID time, I hit a lick, 100,000. Bought 2 cars, went crazy, started redecorating the house, went through some money. Had $1,600 worth of car payments. I was like, I was doing it, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That money started drying up.
Yeah.
I made a mistake. Got
That
rid
boy
of the
had
truck.
that boy
all
had
that kind
that
of
new F-150. Boy, I was like, yeah,
Fresh
I
off
need
the
one of
lot.
these. I need
Fresh
one
off the
of
lot.
these.
Brought the Audi, fresh off the lot. Thought I was doing something. So when you come in with a conversation, I'm like, hey, this is a car payment.
Yeah.
This is the hidden costs that come with the car payment. Your gas, your insurance, your personal property taxes that come with the car is that new.
So for me, it's like you're that little person by me who's making me rationalize everything. So that's why I like to keep you around, especially as a friend.
That could be hard sometimes, because your friends got aspirations. They want to do things. And when you try to deter them from doing it, sometimes it could come off as jealousy or hate.
Yeah.
So I try to ride that fence a little bit. It's like, okay, I want him to do this. It's a joy that comes with it. But the aftermath is like drugs.
Yeah.
You feel good on that high. But then when you come down, it's like, I fucked up.
Yeah. Hold on.
There's some things I want to do with this money. I done spent $1,000 on this car payment. Now I can't do this. I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
So those are things that come with that. So
Yeah. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm learning a lot today from you, Cole. But to me, this is cool that we're having these talks, and this is why I feel like we deserve to do a podcast, because me and you, we come from 2 different parts of the world, two different walks. You're from Virginia, I'm from Palm Beach, Florida. You're from a country. I mean, you're from a small town. That's country. I'm from a city that everybody just walk past by or drive past by, because all they know is Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Then I'm from my people's from the Caribbean. Then my thing is, you come from I know from what I see, you come from a good family. Like, to me, I remember when I first, don't ever have your phone on. Why do I have a timer? Oh, that's our time. But anyways, we still going. For me, I remember when I first walked into your house, I was like, damn, this boy came from Silver Spoons and Silverport. But then after getting to know your family, y'all didn't come from that.
Nah, we worked for
Yeah,
it.
they
We
worked for
it together.
They worked for it. And I could tell just how your dad moves around the house, all quiet and smooth. I said, oh, this is where Coke gets it from. The smooth player is from the dad. Then your mom, she's very talkative, very cool. That's where that part comes in.
She's an educator.
Yeah, and then I remember when I met your sister in the house, y'all were talking about the schools that she wanted to go to, which was either UNC and James Madison. I remember.
Yep.
And I just remembering like, man, see, this is why I kept him as a friend, and because to me, what I saw that day was, oh, this person has a good support system. And even though I have a good support system, it's just I come from a family of folks that came from another country. So they're constantly trying to make a living.
Right.
So they have a lot of pressure. And I don't want to put that pressure on them because I'm all the way in Virginia. Well, North Carolina at the time in school. And then when I came here, you're the closest thing I had. And I remember when I first came out here, like, I think I probably hit you up like, nah, stop. And you was like, hey, man, Claude, I got to work.
I was at the dealership. I remember that.
I was like, hey, man, my bad. I just hated being alone at the time, but I just knew, like, if I talk to you, I'm in good spirits. So that was like one of the good reasons of how I like to view you as a friend, because you always making me rationalize what I need to do or what I need to think about doing or prepping myself for anything. So that's one thing I can say about you for sure, man. Most definitely. Got a question for me?
I would say, what event in your life made you tap into that rational power? That made you stop and like, hey, this is where I messed up. This is what I'm gonna do to correct it. Where you had to dig in deep to that inner rational power.
That's an easy one. Reason why I say easy is because it changed me for the better. That was me getting locked up.
Got you.
And I'm not gonna say the other person's name, but it was me and someone else. We were at the mall, and for some reason, and this was the day after Black Friday, we just felt like we were old. And by old, we decided to go to the mall and steal some clothes. Because we felt like, hey, we done went to college, we done did this, we're working. Well, he was working, I was still in school. He just finished that year. And we stole some clothes from Macy's and Belk's. We got away with Macy's, we just didn't get away with Belk's. So, at that very moment, was I happy with myself? No. Because getting cuffs around your wrist and everybody see you in the mall is the most embarrassing thing ever. And for me, going into that room where they took us, from the time they said, hey, you guys are under arrest, like right then and there, like I couldn't believe what was about to happen. And then when I got into, the holding cell, taking my mug shot, I just kept telling myself like, yeah, something has to change, something's got to give. And from there, I think it was me judging people. Because I read the Bible while I was in there. The little blue, green little Bible they give you. First thing I opened to it was talking about honoring your mother and father. And I just kept telling myself like, dang, I'm gonna have to tell them this. And they're gonna be so embarrassed. Because Haitians, they don't like nothing bad, and they don't like letting people know that their child did something wrong. Because it's like, it's the Haitian Worldwide Network. Like, they know how to gossip so good. But anyways, when I told them that, they were very upset. And then they had the right to be, because they had their son in college. And they thought that their son was doing all the good things, especially after freshman year where I was homesick. And I cried about going back home. Then that changed when I went home for Christmas break. But overall, that experience changed me because things started happening. Me and my brother relationship changed, but I feel like it changed for the better because I had to grow up. I had to understand that what he was saying, it really means that I have to act a certain way, do things a certain way, and then the main thing he taught me was, you're a brand, and because you got locked up, that's always going to be tied to your brand. So for me, it was getting locked up, going through that process, and from there, like, I never judged nobody ever again. I might be a little judgy, but I don't judge like the way I used to back then. I used to judge very harshly. If you stole something, I made fun of you. If you got caught doing something wrong, I made fun of you. If people knew that you did something wrong, I made fun of you. So from there, like, I don't do that no more. If I judge, it's coming from a good place, because I'm letting you know, like, hey, look, this is what everybody's gonna look at you as, and this is how I'm gonna look at you if you get your stuff together. See, most people's not gonna tell you get your stuff together and tell you messing up, like you're doing wrong or whatever. And during that time when I got locked up, and I know I'm kind of going long, the only person that came to me and didn't judge me at that time was Coach Sandy, because he used to be a Bells bondsman.
So you're a real motherfucker.
Yeah. So when I told him about everything, he just, hey man, everybody do something, da-da-da-da. I don't know why you tripping about it. You made bond, right? All right, cool. You just do your community service and and make sure you don't do it again. And then from there, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And now I will say I did quit track because of that, because I felt like I had to focus nothing but on schoolwork and my career from there.
We'll have a whole episode dedicated to track one day. It's so many stories. We
Too
got
much.
about too many to name
Too
right
much,
now.
bro. Too much from us freestyling in the van, running the not the graveyard, but the cream routes.
The drugs, the alcohol.
No, mainly the alcohol. Mainly the
Definitely
alcohol. Oh man, but yeah, yeah, man.
But for sure.
So let me see. Ooh, I got a question. Why do you think doing a podcast was our key to success?
Just kind of like go those conversations out that we have amongst each other. And it's like the world really needs to hear about these things that we talk about. Me personally, I feel I needed the outlet. A lot of things I hold internal that I believe that can be beneficial to others, I really don't get to say.
I agree. I agree.
I work a lot. I'm a workaholic, like I said, about my work ethic. So sometimes I do get narrow-minded and focus just strictly on work and home. And just sometimes I lose some of the internal joys I have within myself. So doing a podcast would be a good way to let that out. Have fun with it. Like, I'm not in it for a money grab or anything like that. This is truly, sincerely a passion. I just want to see reach its full potential and fruition.
No, I agree with you on that 100% because if it's one thing, I don't want to get into like the race thing, but I feel like us black men, we do hold a lot of stuff inside because I know when we talk to each other, we might end up telling each other something that we've been holding, and then we always we know how to engage each other and support each other and speak about whatever what we're going through. I know like when I want to use something real. After homecoming with the incident,
Right.
I just remember like, hey, yo, man, Cope, it's fine. You're gonna be good. Like, every now and then someone gets caught, but I know right now you don't want to hear it because you did not want to hear it. But I just remember like I had to tell you like for yourself in order to have the remainder of homecoming like to have fun. Like, yo, Cope, don't worry about it right now. Like, it is what it is. We'll worry about it later. And then from there, I just remember like, yo, see, this is the reason why like I like for us to keep in contact, to keep talking, because for some reason, I can't even remember a time where we ever truly got mad at each other and we did not talk to each other for like months.
I can't even think of that.
Yeah, I know we probably upset each other and we cussed at each other right then and there, and then we just right back to joking and everything is fine and dandy. So like I feel like this was a place for us to let out everything we want to talk about or the things that people don't even know what we talk about. And then on top of that, like, because who you are and who I am, I feel like it was only right. Like, okay, I'm good at media. You're good at talking. You're good at, communicating with people, letting people know, like, not right from wrong, but more so, like, how to go about things. And, okay, yeah, you might want to get into this, but did you thought about this? So to me, I feel like we can relate that to other people watching this because I know for sure, like, we definitely have stories. That's one. No one can take that from us. We definitely got stories, but I want people to watch this podcast and really, 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 really like understand like two guys from two different parts of the world who went to the same school, went about their separate ways after school, but managed to come back and make something happen. So I want people to really learn like, hey, two people from two different walks of the earth came together and made something happen. Took time. Cause
we've been talking about this for like years.
You the one who taught me about doing the podcast first, and I just remember like, yo, I want to help you do it.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
It was 3 years, yeah.
That's crazy.
I was like, I want to help you do it. And it was supposed to be what called again?
Not gonna give that out right now.
Okay, yeah.
It might be a
No. The first original podcast. What was supposed to be called again? Because you said someone took it. I think, if I'm not wrong. No.
I still might use it, so I ain't gonna
Okay,
put it out there
okay,
right now.
say no more,
It might
say no
just be
more.
a segment,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
say no more, say no more. But I just remember like when you first came to me with the podcast thing, I just wanted to do it for you because I was like, yo, I'm really about to start doing the production of the company, and then I wanted to use that to exploit my business. But then we both lost track, and we're here now. So that's what that matters though, because I remember I came to you and I said, yo, I want to start a podcast. You cool with that? You're like, hell yeah, man. Matter of fact, let me join with you. And I was like, wait, you want to? You sure? But yeah,
I wouldn't do it with nobody else.
I'm kind of glad we're doing it because I feel like we also can use this to help us successfully, change what we really want to do in our careers and lives. So it's not a money grab, but I want to gain something from doing this,
sure.
but also utilizing what I do, which is media. Like,
I think I'm good at it too, my boy.
I had to set up the cameras. You know what I'm saying? We found this place to shoot, and granted, no one will never know where we shot at. No one will never know, because they will never know. Only certain people will know, but they will know afterwards. They will not know when this blows up. I'm telling y'all right now. in order to, I truly believe. Who said it best? I want to say Future. You gotta fake it till you make it. And right now we doing that to the best of our ability. But yeah, that's just my way of saying it.
So we will be bringing on guests as we prolong and we get further into it. People who share the same mindset as we have as far as rational power and share their stories of success as well. So we definitely got a lot coming to y'all soon.
So I do got a last question for you.
All right.
Yeah, this was surprising.
That's surprising.
Who should be our first guest?
Oh man, I got a deep bag of resources, man.
I know you do. That's why I'm asking. But yeah, I'm hoping our first guest really is somebody very impactful, which I believe they will be whenever we figure it out. And then I'm hoping that they really help us to understand that people all over the world have powers, their own unique powers, their own unique abilities that can help them further themselves in their lives or career or whatever it may be. And I feel like this podcast is going to do that for a lot of people who truly want to be somebody or someone, whatever it is. I feel like the podcast is going to really like dig deep and break down for people to really like think, rationalize before you even do anything. And from there, it's up because on the way up, you're going to make mistakes. Like, I know we're going to make mistakes doing this, but I know we're going to get better throughout the time because we got nothing but time from here on out.
Come think of it, I do have somebody in mind, big influence in my life, big businessman. So hopefully we get that coming to you soon. But that being said, man, that's a wrap.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, my boy.
Welcome to the podcast, hey. We doing it for sure. All right.